It is game over for Germany. Knocked out of the World Cup, the reigning champions losing to South Korea in a shocking 2-0 upset. Now, this year's World Cup in Russia has been a tournament full of surprises, and I24 News contributor Yaniv Azoulay is with me to talk us all through it. Yaniv, first of all, heartbreaking images that we're seeing coming out of the German stands, a very different scene in the South Korean stands. Talk us through the match.
It was a very, very surprising match. Germany needed to win in order to go through the knockout phase, and they lost against South Korea, the weakest team in their group. South Korea couldn't win against Mexico, couldn't win against the other team in the group, but they just needed to play for their pride. The Germans needed to win to go to the knockouts, and they couldn't do it.
Unbelievable. So how big is this more broadly in the world of soccer?
If I can compare it to something, it's a surprise style Kim and Trump's meeting.
Right.
Like something completely unexpected, out of the blue. Germany, the former champions of the world, in 2014, they took the World Cup in the final against Argentina. Game before, they won 7-1 against Brazil. Now they're kicked before they even started, the same team.
Now, you're saying it's a shock, but it seems that this, getting knocked out of the tournament at this point is actually quite a common trend in the World Cup. In the World Cup for European champions. Okay.
In the last 5 World Cups, in 2002, it was France. After winning in '98, they were kicked out. In 2002, Brazil won, and they didn't lose, the South Americans. Then we can see in the last World Cup, for instance, Spain were kicked out. Italy in 2006. It's
all at this point in the tournament.
Yeah, exactly at this point in the group stage. It's such a curse on the European champions. It's unbelievable. But Germany were such a strong team, even though that in the preparations they weren't so good, but nobody could expect this.
Well, a different story for South America was a close call for Argentina last night, who almost found themselves in the same position as Germany. Let's take a look at what happened for them.
The same tournament, exactly the opposite images of Germany.
Right.
It was almost the end of the game. Argentina needed to score to go through the knockout phase. And we're talking about a team that has Messi, the #1 player in the world. And not only Messi, Di Maria, Agüero, Higuaín, everybody was on the field. And who scored? The defender, Marcos Rojo, gave Argentina in the 86th minute.
Right.
And you can see the entire streets of Buenos Aires were ecstatic.
You can see them all going up the escalator there.
That's St. Petersburg, actually.
Oh, that's in St. Petersburg,
That's
okay.
the Argentinian fans in Russia. And also, not only that, one of the funny things happening in the Argentina fans is Maradona.
Okay, talk us through that.
Maradona is just losing it on the stands. And in the last game, he was escorted by 2 people outside because some people say it was something some health issues. Some other people's memes that we're receiving are saying other things that we know about Maradona. But he's just such a colorful, you can see how much the Argentinians love him. Yeah. He's a showman.
Certainly. Now, as you said before, the World Cup, this particular World Cup, has been full of surprises. What have been some of those highlights?
First of all, if we start from the beginning, Germany losing to Mexico was one of the biggest surprises. No one expected that. Also, no one expected Poland to be kicked off after only 2 games, having one of the best forwards in the world, Robert Lewandowski. And also Argentina. First of all, the first game against Iceland, a country of 40,000 people, and they draw 1-1. They couldn't score. They couldn't win. And
well, I suppose it keeps you on the edge of your seat. It keeps you interested. Even if you're not a soccer fan,
even if you're not a soccer fan, you're just amazed by what's happening.